Hello and welcome to Inbox Farming. Thank you for investing in this training. I'm looking forward to showing you this interesting way of automatically reaching out to people and getting more notifications than you can handle, as well as having people sneak into your inbox, which is where you can start selling to them. I encourage you to go through the entire training because there's a lot of fine details we need to recognize before we jump in. You also want to stay protected because any sort of automation when it comes to social media is typically a gray area. And we're going to get into all of that further into the training. So please, for your protection, and if you want the best results from this course, I strongly recommend for you watch every single lesson and implement as you go along. With that being said, let's do this. Okay, so first we want to know what inbox farming is. Essentially, we use browser automation and AI to start conversations with people. And this is my actual account. People are mentioning me in comments. People are replying to me over and over. I'm getting people talking to me. This is an AI comment. On this post, AI responded to someone, and then this person responded to me with a genuine, heart-filled response. But then this person also decided to send me an inbox message, and this is where the conversation can truly start taking place. This is where it'll be up to you to start asking more questions and start turning things around and turning it into a lead and a sale. The point is that AI combined with automation has automatically found the post, analyzed it, created something better than anything I could have probably responded with. It did it to the point where this person has now reached out to me through inbox, and it did it whilst I was doing other tasks or whilst I was going to pick up my little one from nursery. This is just one of hundreds of people who have now reached out to me. Now, I think I've probably commented on thousands of people's posts since I've been implementing inbox farming. I don't think I've had more than 5 people recognize it's AI. And even those who have hinted that this might be AI are not 100% sure, because this style AI is not what we're used to. This is really very human-like responses. And you can tell just by this comment, and these people are actually going into great detail responding to me. So you know that they think this is a human actually talking. This is probably one of the biggest issues when it comes to using AI responding to people, which is the AI just never sounds like a human, but this AI sounds like a human. So why is inbox actually beneficial? Contrary to what every single guru online is saying, the number one way to make sales is to talk to people. You need to be talking to people, starting conversations with people if you want to start making sales. And it doesn't matter whether you're a startup or a large company. Talking to people is the fastest way to growth. Every single founder, business owner always has a massive spike in sales once they are back in the scene and actually talking to people. For many years, I tried everything online to generate sales without talking to people. I did manage to make money doing it, but the most money, the fastest I've ever done it, is when I'm actually talking to people. But talking to people online is problematic because every person in your niche is also trying to sell to the same person, which means that potential customer is drained, frustrated, tired, and they've got a wall up. And that's frustrating for you because you're messaging them and then you need to follow up over and over, and they might not even get back to you, or they get back to you with something rude. It's not because they're trying to be rude, it's just because they're overwhelmed and they're so sick of people trying to sell to them all the time, especially when they've not even asked for it. So they just naturally say no, and they naturally turn off, and you naturally annoy them when you're trying to cold sell them. A good way of getting those barriers down is by going to where your typical customer is hanging out. They do have problems, but sometimes they need to try and solve them themselves and realize that they won't be able to. You need to go where they're speaking. Typically on social media, in different support forums or niches or groups that are helping them achieve things. And they're typically saying, hey, I need help doing this. If you're in this area, you can say, well, this is what you just got to do. You're showing credibility, authority, and a willingness to just be kind and talk. And I wouldn't be too scared about giving away too much information, because average business owners trying to juggle a million and one things. Although they like the idea of being able to do it themselves, they don't have the time. Once they start, they realize they need years of experience and practice to achieve what they could just pay someone else to do overnight. When you give that value, they're grateful and might want to message you. We want them to message us, because once we can take them out of the public forum and into a private area like our inbox, that's where the real selling can happen. That's not what inbox farming is about. Inbox farming is about starting the conversations so they end up in your inbox. And then once they're in your inbox, that's where you can take over, becoming a human and actually talking to them and finding out how you can best serve them. And of course, if it's this simple, why don't more people just do it? I mean, after all, if all it really takes is to give a little bit of value on a post that they're asking, why aren't more people doing it? And the truth is, people are doing it, but most people stop because of energy. They feel very motivated for the first 2 days, and then after 2 days, they burn out. Doing this is extremely time consuming. It takes a ton of energy to actively reach out to people at scale, or the amount of people that you need to be reaching out to in order to start getting the inbox messages. You now need to research, you need to add some sort of personalization to your commenting. You need the product knowledge to come across as the authoritative figure. You need time to understand what it is they're typing. Because the potential customer doesn't always know what they're asking, they long-wind everything. So instead of summarizing it in 1 or 2 sentences, they've created like an entire essay. You need to go through that and figure out what it is they're actually asking, and sometimes they're not even asking what it is they're actually asking, and it just becomes a massive headache. And then you also need the time to write out this good answer, and if you're doing that like 100 times a day, that's not an hour's job. That's literally 8 to 10 hours a day doing that. It takes a lot of time to do, because of course you don't want to be making spelling mistakes, you don't want to be unclear, you don't want to miss out on the things that they're actually asking. It just takes a lot of time. But my AI managed to summarize it and post this to the point where this person was even agreeing. But could you imagine just trying to do this 100 times a day? You got big time marketers like Gary Vaynerchuk who's saying you need to be reaching 100 plus people per day. It's very difficult to do if you don't have the resources to actually do that. And this is why inbox farming is so amazing. This is where browser automation meets AI. And before we dive into this, we absolutely need to align our expectations and protect ourselves, because we're talking about automation. Essentially, it's a form of manipulation on the social media platform which can definitely decrease the value and the integrity of the platform, so they're not going to be happy if we are reckless in the way we're doing this. Let's start with expectations. Not every comment will turn into an inbox. In fact, around 1 in 30 messages might turn into an inbox. What's important to recognize is, although that number seems quite a lot, it's all automated. So it's not like your time is being wasted here. Especially in the early days, it takes time to become a recognized figure. You see, if you're automating your LinkedIn commenting, for example, your feed is going to be showing the same people who are posting on a regular basis. And if you keep on showing up, answering their questions or contributing towards their post, it's only a matter of time before they actually reach out. So you're actually building a rapport with people, you're building a relationship just by commenting. And also other people who see your comment, not just the author of the original post, are going to keep on seeing you pop up. The longer you run this over a period of time, the better results you're going to get. An inbox is not a sale. It's up to you to turn this into a sale. What I'm helping you do is remove the first barrier so you have the opportunity to make a sale. But it is up to you to fact find and turn that conversation into. This method is designed to get conversations started at scale, but it's up to the human to take over. Use it 80-20. 80% of the heavy lifting is done by AI researchers, finds, personalized, creates the response, etc. And then the final 20% is you turning that conversation into a sale. This isn't a get quick rich scheme. It still requires work, because once they're in your inbox, you still need to respond to them. You need to turn them into a sale. But it's so much easier when they have reached out to you or you've already got rapport. Now, a little bit of a warning, social media does not really like this. So if you're using this on a platform, you will likely get banned. And just a disclaimer, that is on you. I hold no responsibility for accounts that get banned, okay? The outlines that I post are things that have been working for me, but you need to act responsible, and things change on platforms. So use this whole method at your own risk. Be cautious, and I'm going to get more into this. I have no idea how long this method will work, so capitalize on this now. Don't wait. Once this becomes more mainstream, it might stop working, so I'm not sure. We'll have to see. What is natural behavior? If you're using this method and posting 1,000 comments in 10 minutes, that's 100 comments per minute. That's not normal, is it? If you're posting 10 comments in 10 minutes, that's just 1 comment per minute. What do you think's less suspicious? The best question to ask yourself before you do anything is, could a human do this? Is this actually natural? If it's not natural behavior, don't do it. Now, some of the platforms that I've been doing this on and I've not had any problems is LinkedIn. I'm able to comment up to 50 times per day, but I'm hesitant about doing more because LinkedIn can be quite problematic with relations. Now, if you haven't already been posting on a daily basis prior to this method, you don't want to just go and try and post 50 times a day. What you want to do is start off doing 5 to 10 per day for 2 weeks, and you want to do that every single day. It's really important that you do this every single day, because if you don't, then you're losing the trail of trust that you're creating. So once you've been doing 5 to 10 comments per day for 2 weeks straight, then after 2 weeks, increase that by an additional 2. Instead of posting 5 to 10 per day, you want to post 7 to 12 per day. Do that again for another 2 weeks straight, then increase it by 3. And I can see I've made a mistake here where it says 9 to 14 per day, but actually that should be 10 to 15 per day. And then increase it by 3, and I've actually got my maths wrong here, but just add 3 on here. There we go, I've just corrected it. So you want to start off doing 7 to 12. Once you've done the 5 to 10 per day for 2 weeks, you want to plus 2 for 2 weeks, so that's 7 to 12 per day. And then once you've done that for 2 weeks, you want to increase it by 3, so that's 10 to 15 per day. And then once you've done that by 2 weeks, increase it by 4, that's 14 to 18. And you basically just want to do plus 1 to the figure every 2 weeks until you reach 50. What's happening is you're creating a history of gradual evolution of you using the platform. Okay, you come in and start hammering down after most of us have already got a LinkedIn account. It's not going to pan out well. It's suspicious. It's not human-like behavior. But a gradual increase makes a lot of sense because you're growing and becoming more and more hooked. And this is what the algorithms want to see. This is what LinkedIn wants to see, and this is what most social platforms want to. Next, I've been doing this on School, and I've been predominantly doing this on School because, well, there's no commenting cap yet. School is in the early days, so they've not figured out all of these fine details yet. You can start off at doing 100 plus per day, even from new accounts. I've actually created new accounts, done that, and yeah, absolutely no issues at all. The only thing you want to be mindful with on School is you just don't want to upset the admins. And I also, in the prompts that I'm giving you, I'm going to show you how you can avoid doing that. I've all been doing this on Pinterest, and I'm now up to 50 comments per day. Follow the same system as LinkedIn. Pinterest isn't as strict, but don't be reckless. Go through the grind and get better at this, and you'll be at the 50 mark before you know it. And to be honest, if you're like, hey, I really want to go hard on this, just create new accounts and do it through those new accounts. So you can have multiple accounts running at once. It builds up fast, but be sensible and grow it. Build the reputation of the platform. With Facebook, I was doing it, but it's really problematic, so I no longer do it with Facebook. Sometimes it works with Facebook, sometimes it doesn't. It's very hit and miss. I would recommend just staying away from it. The risk is yours. If you do want to try Facebook, follow the same logic as Pinterest and LinkedIn. It's very problematic. Platforms I've been banned on for doing this is Quora. I got banned by just logging into my account from the automation browser. I was actually quite annoyed with that because I did it on one of my main accounts. But yeah, I got banned. I have been unbanned now. I played stupid, but it took, I think, a month to become unbanned. But yeah, I'm not playing around with Quora and doing this anymore. And also Reddit as well. With Reddit, they gave me a false illusion that I was safe, but then I got banned after 10 posts. So it's a delayed response, but the chances are you will get banned. Now, what platform do you want to start on? And I'm going to recommend School because it's a young platform. There's not much security limitations. It's easy to set up new accounts that don't require you to submit your ID, your verify or stuff like that. You can also change your domain, your email and stuff like that. And yeah, there's a lot you can do with School because the security of it is quite low, so you don't really need to stress about that. It's an engaged platform. The engagement on School is fantastic. You get lots of niche groups, so just like Facebook groups, you can join loads of different groups and start interacting with people, so you're not running low of that. And also you get perks for commenting. What do I mean by perks for commenting? In a lot of School groups, they encourage engagement by telling people if they comment and engage with the community, they will get a point for every comment, for every like, etc. When they get to X amount of points, lessons will start unlocking. You can see I've unlocked these first 5 or 6 courses because the automation's been running for me, and then you can see level 1, level 2, level 3, 4, and then you can see which courses and resources have been unlocked. You actually get some free training and free stuff just by engaging in these communities with the automation. So I would also say pick groups that have these sort of perks, because you can get rewarded just for running the automation by unlocking all these trainings. Another thing you want to remember is every single time you post, every single time you like, you are increasing the chances you are in your own right a funnel. Okay, you are like a banner ad. Someone's going to see you pop up, click on your profile and look at who you are, what you're about and stuff like. So you want to make sure your account has been optimized for sales. And the things that you need to be asking yourself are, do you have a clear message that makes prospects looking at your account think, damn, I need to work with this person? A lot of people think they've done this, but most actually don't. And then when someone contacts you, do you have a clear formula on what you can send them? What's the offer? And does that offer actually convert? Or are you guessing if it's going to convert? This is really big because most people don't have a clear offer. An offer is not just simply a website. An offer is a focused thing that's actually going to be like, yes, I'm going to buy that right now. Kind of like inbox farming. You saw inbox farming and you thought, yes, I need that now. Do you have an inbox farming offer? And if you don't, then you're probably not going to make any sales unless you're willing to get on a phone call with them and go through those motions. Don't waste the opportunity with a lazy, incomplete or poorly online persona or offer. Okay, get that all dialed in because a lot of people are going to be seeing you. I'm in a group that has 100,000 members, and on average there's around about 3,000 people online at any one point in. I'm actively commenting, which means those people are actively seeing me. Don't get left behind. Optimize all of that before you even start because it's really important. If your online presence does not generate you sales, I can work with you to fix your online persona. I can craft a can't say no offer with you. You can send to your prospects, like my inbox farming offer, for example. We can do this together for 4 weeks. You can pay weekly installments or for the full 4 weeks. If you do want to work together with one-on-one phone calls, just email this email here with the subject line, fix my online presence, and I'll send you the details. But do know I can only work with 5 people at once. So this will be a first come, first serve basis. And as testimonials come in, my price will increase. The price that I send you in the document I'll send over will be the lowest price. You're investing in having someone who has achieved 7 figures online, who clearly knows what they're doing. And I can show you the systems and the formulas that I do, and we can work together actually building out your offer, okay? And just by doing that, you'll make 10, 20, 50, 100 times X with what you spend with me. Okay, let's do this.